When Maya Thompson was apprehended in front of her 10-year-old daughter, accused of crimes she didn't commit, the officers believed their scheme was airtight. However, this mother's struggle exposed deeper corruption than anyone had anticipated. What transpired next left everyone astonished. Let's begin at the start. Maya Thompson, a 32-year-old black single mother, managed the counter of her lively cafe. Her hands skillfully arranged coffee beans as the familiar sounds of laughter and conversation filled the space. The cafe was more than just a business. It was a community center where people of all ages gathered, not only for their favorite beverages, but also for connection and solace. Bright posters decorated the walls, displaying happy patrons with radiant smiles, while the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and vanilla extract lingered in the air. At a small table in the corner, Maya's 10-year-old daughter, Zoe, diligently worked on her homework in her notebook. She occasionally looked up, her eyes shining with pride as she watched her mother move with assurance and grace. Maya would return her daughter's smile, silently encouraging her to concentrate. It was a cherished routine, reflecting the life Maya had tirelessly built for the two of them. The peaceful atmosphere was broken when the cafe door violently swung open. Officers Daniel Brooks and Eric Lawson barged in, their faces stern and menacing. The room fell silent as the officers surveyed the area, their presence immediately unsettling. Brooks declared loudly, "Maya Thompson, you are under arrest for fraud and possession of stolen merchandise." Gasps echoed through the cafe as Maya stood frozen, her hand still holding a jar of jam. "This can't be happening. There must be a mistake," she protested, her voice shaky with disbelief. The officers dismissed her objections. Brooks forcefully grabbed her arm while Lawson brandished a pair of handcuffs. "You're coming with us," he ordered coldly. "We're cleaning up this area." Zoe stood small and trembling, crying out, "Mom!" Maya's heart broke at the sight of her frightened daughter, but she could only whisper, "It's gonna be all right, sweetheart. Stay strong." Customers began recording the incident on their phones as Maya was escorted out. Her wrists were secured at the police station, the reality of the false charges sinking in. Forged documents linked her to crimes she had no part in, and her bail was set exorbitantly high. Alone in the stark, chilly cell, Maya clenched her fists, vowing to fight for her freedom and her daughter. The weight of the allegations took a heavy toll on Maya Thompson's life. Her beloved cafe, once a vibrant community hub, became a shadow of its former self. Customers, wary of the stigma from her arrest, started to stay away. The lively conversations and laughter that once filled the cafe were replaced by silence. Eventually, Maya had to shut down her business. The sight of the closed windows and faded sign was a painful reminder of everything she had worked so hard to achieve slipping away. Gossip spread rapidly. Some former patrons whispered about the charges as if they were true. "I always wondered how she managed that cafe," someone muttered at a nearby restaurant. Each rumor was another blow, further isolating Maya from the community she had once served. Despite the overwhelming loss and embarrassment, Maya refused to give in to despair. With her remaining savings, she hired James Carter, a determined and skilled attorney known for uncovering the truth. From their initial meeting, James was impressed by her resolve and steadfast belief in her innocence. As he began investigating the case, James discovered significant inconsistencies. The signatures on the incriminating papers were poor imitations, and timestamps placed Maya at the cafe during the supposed crimes. Each discrepancy reinforced James's conviction of her innocence. James delved deeper into the case, meticulously reviewing every piece of evidence. He visited the police station to examine the original documents and found several irregularities in the filing process. The paper quality of the forged documents didn't match official records, and the handwriting analysis revealed mismatched patterns that didn't align with Maya's known signatures. Determined to uncover the truth, James reached out to forensic experts who confirmed that the documents had been tampered with. This discovery was a crucial turning point, providing the tangible proof needed to challenge the false accusations against Maya. Meanwhile, Zoe, heartbroken but determined, took action. She started sharing heartfelt videos on social media about her mother's situation. Her genuine emotion and vulnerability resonated with viewers, attracting the attention of local reporter Emma Lewis. Emma's research led to a startling revelation. Officers Brooks and Lawson had been collaborating with Victor Hayes, a wealthy property developer. Hayes had been methodically purchasing properties in Maya's neighborhood, targeting small businesses like hers. Evidence surfaced showing that Hayes had been using the police to intimidate and falsely accuse business owners who resisted selling. As the pieces came together, Emma realized the depth of the corruption, setting the stage for a confrontation that could shake the entire community. Emma's investigation uncovered that Victor Hayes had a vested interest in transforming the neighborhood into a high-end development area. His strategy involved coercing local business owners into selling their properties at undervalued prices. When they resisted, Hayes orchestrated a network of corruption within the police force to fabricate charges and tarnish their reputations, making it easier to force them out. This systematic approach had created an environment of fear and distrust, allowing Hayes to expand his real estate empire unchecked. Emma compiled her findings into a comprehensive report, including testimonies from other affected business owners who had faced similar injustices. The courtroom was thick with tension as Maya Thompson's trial commenced. Every seat was occupied by community members, journalists, and curious onlookers, eager to witness the most talked-about case in the area. Maya sat at the defendant's table, her demeanor calm and composed, though her hands gripped the table tightly. Inside, she battled a whirlwind of emotions, fear, frustration, and a spark of hope that the truth would emerge victorious. The prosecution began confidently. The district attorney, a haughty individual with a perpetual smirk, presented the fabricated evidence as undeniable proof. Photographs, forged documents, and questionable financial records were shown to the jury. Officers Brooks and Lawson took the stand, their testimonies rehearsed and synchronized, depicting Maya as a manipulative criminal who used her cafe as a cover for illegal dealings. Their falsehoods were painful, but Maya remained steadfast, relying on her lawyer, James Carter. James knew that dismantling the prosecution's case required more than just pointing out inconsistencies. He needed to expose the underlying corruption that had framed Maya. He prepared to reveal the connections between the officers and Victor Hayes, aiming to shift the narrative from Maya being the perpetrator to her being the victim of a corrupt system. James also worked on gathering additional evidence, including security footage from nearby establishments and testimonies from other business owners who had faced similar accusations. When it was James's turn, he immediately began dismantling the prosecution's case. His cross-examinations were incisive and persistent. He questioned Brooks and Lawson, pointing out inconsistencies in their stories, mismatched timelines, and contradictions in their accounts. As he delved deeper, their confidence began to waver, and the jury started to take notice. James highlighted that the supposed evidence was not only fabricated, but also strategically planted to ensure Maya's conviction. He introduced expert witnesses who testified about the document forgery and the unreliable nature of the officers' testimonies. The trial took a dramatic turn when reporter Emma Lewis was called to testify. Composed and professional, she presented her findings meticulously. Using a projector, she displayed a network of connections between Brooks, Lawson, and Victor Hayes. She unveiled incriminating emails and text messages that proved Hayes had orchestrated the false charges to force Maya out of her business. Emma also presented statements from other business owners who had been similarly targeted, further establishing a pattern of corruption and intimidation orchestrated by Hayes and his accomplices. The climax occurred when a former police officer, visibly anxious but resolute, stepped forward to testify. Battered by guilt and the weight of his conscience, he detailed the corrupt practices within the precinct, explaining how Brooks and Lawson had targeted small business owners like Maya under Hayes' directives. He revealed meetings where Hayes provided incentives for officers to fabricate evidence and manipulate investigations. His testimony was the final blow, solidifying the case against both the officers and Hayes. The prosecution, once confident, now sat in stunned silence as the truth became undeniable. The courtroom was thick with anticipation as the judge delivered the verdict. "Not guilty," he declared firmly. He stated that the evidence against Maya Thompson was tainted with misconduct and that justice required her exoneration. A collective gasp swept through the room, quickly followed by cheers from Maya's supporters. Tears streamed down her face as the burden of injustice lifted. The celebration was interrupted as officers approached, apprehending Daniel Brooks and Eric Lawson. Their arrogant expressions crumbled as they were handcuffed before the entire courtroom. Victor Hayes, the developer behind the scheme, stood in stunned silence as the judge announced charges of conspiracy and bribery against him. Cameras flashed, capturing the downfall of the powerful individuals who had sought to ruin Maya's life for their gain. Outside the courthouse, Maya was welcomed by a crowd of supporters chanting her name. Friends, neighbors, and strangers rallied around her, inspired by her unwavering fight for justice. Zoe stood proudly by her side. Her social media campaign had not only raised funds, but also heightened awareness of the corruption plaguing their community. With donations and volunteer support, Maya reopened her cafe. The once closed doors now symbolized resilience and hope, adorned with a new sign reading, Maya's Haven. The reopening of Maya's Haven was a monumental event for the community. Local businesses collaborated to host a grand reopening celebration, complete with live music, free samples, and community activities. Maya welcomed each guest with a warm smile, her gratitude evident in every gesture. She shared her story with new patrons, turning her personal struggle into a beacon of hope and solidarity for others facing similar injustices. The cafe quickly regained its former vibrancy, attracting a diverse crowd eager to support Maya and enjoy the welcoming atmosphere she had meticulously cultivated. Customers returned in large numbers, and the cafe thrived once more as a center of laughter and connection. Maya expanded her menu, introducing new coffee blends and pastries, each creation a testament to her creativity and dedication. She also began hosting community events such as open mic nights, art exhibits, and workshops, further solidifying Maya's Haven as a cornerstone of the neighborhood. These events not only drew in more patrons, but also provided a platform for local talent to shine, fostering a sense of unity and mutual support. During a community event celebrating her victory, Maya took the stage, dressed simply yet elegantly. She spoke with unwavering conviction. "This isn't just about me," she declared, her voice resonating with the crowd. "It's about standing up to injustice and fighting for what's right, no matter the cost." Together, we've shown that truth and perseverance can overcome corruption. Her words were met with thunderous applause, echoing the collective resilience of the community. As Maya embraced Zoe, the audience erupted in cheers, their support unwavering and heartfelt. Though the scars of her ordeal remained, Maya stood taller than ever, a beacon of hope for her community and a testament to the power of courage and unity. Her story became a rallying cry for others, igniting a movement that resonated far beyond her neighborhood. Inspired by Maya's triumph, other communities began to organize and demand accountability from corrupt officials. Grassroots organizations sprang up, advocating for transparency and justice, ensuring that Maya's fight was not in vain. Maya also took an active role in mentoring young entrepreneurs and advocating for fair business practices. She shared her experiences in workshops and seminars, empowering others to protect their businesses and stand against corruption. Her influence extended into local politics, where she became a respected voice for reform and ethical governance. Maya's Haven continued to flourish, not just as a cafe, but as a symbol of resilience, community spirit, and the enduring fight for justice. In the years that followed, Maya Thompson's legacy endured. Her unwavering determination and the support of her community led to significant changes in local law enforcement practices. Reforms were implemented to prevent the abuse of power and ensure that such injustices would not recur. Maya's story was chronicled in local media, books, and documentaries, inspiring countless individuals to stand up for their rights and demand accountability from those in power. Maya's personal journey was marked by both hardship and triumph. She found strength in her community, rediscovering the bonds that had once made her cafe a thriving hub. Her relationship with Zoe deepened, their bond unbreakable as they navigated the challenges together. Maya's resilience became a source of inspiration, illustrating that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, courage and unity can prevail. Her story served as a powerful reminder that truth and perseverance are formidable forces against corruption and injustice. Maya Thompson's victory was not just her own, but belonged to every individual who dared to fight for what is right. Her legacy lived on, a testament to the enduring power of hope, community, and the unyielding pursuit of justice.